Christmas bee, oh Christmas bee, how lovely is your podcast. Some other stuff that rhymes with that, and Christmas nerdy geeky chat. Oh Christmas bee, how lovely is your podcast. Hello, good morning. Welcome to a ruddy, bloody, festive Stace and Barry in the morning. It's Christmas Eve. Oh, there's not even a mouse, or wherever the story goes. I am your Stace half of Stace and Barry, and over there, hopefully in some sort of Christmas roll neck, is the Barry half.
I'm not in the Christmas roll neck. If you imagine I'm in a Christmas roll neck, then I can be in a Christmas roll neck like a Christmas miracle. But I am in a Christmas jumper. And I've decided that what I'm going to do on Christmas Day, whether it snows or not, is I'm going to run into the streets like Scrooge and just like point at a boy and go, "You boy, what day is it?" And then see if he kind of gets it and says, "It's Christmas Day, Mr. Scrooge."
You have to make sure you're wearing a nightcap if you do that.
Yeah. So if I'm not here for the next episode of Stace and Barry in the morning, it's because I've been arrested by the police
for accosting small children.
Yeah. You boy, what day is it?
It's day you got kidnapped. I mean, oh, sinister. Merry Christmas, everyone.
That's what he said to me, Sarge. He said to me, "What day is it?" And then I just ran and got your mum, and then we went and got you lot, and you lot nicked him. Give him a kicking from me.
He asked me to look in his stockings. No, what?
This is taking a really dark Christmas turn.
I know, especially because I started it off with such beautiful singing that I very definitely found well ahead.
Yes, I was very impressed.
Thanks, man.
Certainly beats any attempt at a Christmas tune that I could have rocked up with.
Well, I just earlier, literally, and when I say earlier, I mean literally minutes before we started this call, I thought to myself, what can I do with the name Barry in a Christmas song? And then remembered that I call you Bee all the time. And I was like, oh my God, he's a Christmas bee, like a Christmas tree, but Barry. But I didn't think any further ahead within the song than just Christmas bee.
Pretty much a metaphor for my life, really. I didn't think any further ahead than just my name.
Yeah, that's 1,000% me. That is just didn't really think this through, but committed to it anyway.
Yeah, I was impressed though.
Thanks.
I wouldn't have known.
What, even the bit where I said and something else that rhymes with that?
Yeah, I thought it was all part. I thought it was kind of like a contemporary art piece.
Oh, thanks. I should stop drawing attention to when I drop the ball, really, shouldn't I? Because
just roll with it, Stace.
Yeah. Anyway, Merry Christmas, Barry.
Merry Christmas, Stace.
I love Christmas. I get very excited by Christmas because it means time off work, lots of food. I get lots of presents. I get to give people lots of presents and make them happy, and time off work. I don't know if I said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't beat a bit of time off work for Christmas.
I can't beat a bit of time.
Or just time off work in general, really.
Just ever, yeah. Just a little bit of time off work all the time. I hope my boss isn't listening to this. Hi, Sarah. Hey, shall we do a little Christmas toots and do a little segment?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay. It's time for a pick of the fortnight for you to put in your ears. B.
Yeah.
What's your pick of the fortnight, Bab?
Well, I got 3. I'm not going to do all 3.
That's so greedy.
I know I'm not going to do all 3. I'm definitely going to do at least one.
Definitely do at least one.
Yeah, and I know what I'm going to do. So I didn't realise this show had come back, and I just happened to be on my television, and I saw it, and I was like, oh, I wonder if that's back on. And I was like, oh my God, it is. So this is Pennyworth.
Oh, okay.
So for people that don't know, Pennyworth, to give him his full name, is Alfred Pennyworth, who is the butler of Batman.
Good old
And
butler.
yeah, and they did, and basically they've done a show. It's on its 3rd season now, and it's kind of set. It's almost like an alternate universe type deal, and it's kind of set in the 60s. So it's kind of like a young Alfred Pennyworth sort of making his way. And the best way to describe it is it's kind of like, if you remember shows like The Avengers, and by The Avengers, not the films, the John Steed and Emma Peel and all that malarkey. Those sort of old 60s sort of sci-fi and sort of mystery shows. It's kind of like that, but with swearing and violence.
Okay. And
if you can imagine, like, basically someone doing an impression of Michael Caine in the middle of it all, and it's great, and I love it. And I think one of the reasons I love it is because, yes, you know, it's that whole kind of, he's going to be Batman's butler, and it's got Bruce's parents in it and stuff like that. But to be honest, it doesn't really matter. Because it's just so much, they're just having like a laugh with it, and they're having like a lot of fun. And it's just proper Cockney geezers just like getting into scrapes, isn't it? And going around going, and like, I mean, one of them's dead now, but like in the first couple of series, so it's basically Alfred comes back from the war with his two mates. One of them's called Dave Boy and the other one's called Bazza.
Right.
So I feel like Dave and I are in it.
A little bit overexcited.
Yeah, I did get a bit excited.
You do that thing whenever I'm reading a comic and I see somebody with glasses, a fringe and curly hair. I'm like, that's me, that is. I got drawn in this. Yeah,
pretty much. And Baz is a black dude as well. So I'm like, yep, that's clearly that was based on me. And clearly Absolutely. Dave Boy, who obviously in this is Scottish and white, clearly based on Dave.
Look, they just took some creative liberties.
Yeah. We'll just change it up, mix it up a little bit. Yeah, so yeah, my pick of the fortnight Pennyworth is they haven't dropped the whole series, they're dropping them weekly, which I was a bit disappointed about because I kind of rinsed through the first 4 episodes. Like, give me more, and it's like, no, you gotta wait. God damn it. Yeah, I love it.
Nice. What were your other 2, or did you want to do them part of the sandwich?
I can quickly mention, because one of them you didn't really like. One of them was Wednesday, because I really enjoyed that. It was right up the street.
Yeah.
And the other one was Warrior Nun.
All right.
Have you never?
I've not even heard of it before. No.
So Warrior Nun, I'll say briefly. Warrior Nun is a Netflix show, and it's about nuns that are warriors and they kick ass. And it's like a secret sect of nuns that fight evil with like guns and shit. It's like martial arts and stuff, and it's about like a new recruit. It's basically like a bit like Buffy, and it's almost like what if Buffy was a nun and part of a secret order of nuns that fought evil. It writes itself, Stace.
To be fair, you know, based on the title, yeah, that sounds pretty much exactly what it says on the tin. Sounds great.
Yeah, I've it's been cancelled now, and I've just finished watching the second season, which only just dropped. But it does kind of round things up in a way, so you can kind of watch the 2 seasons and kind of get a complete story. Season 2 was definitely a step up from season 1, which was a real shame they didn't get more. But yeah,
nice.
Boom.
My pick of the fortnight is not particularly nerdy, but when I was looking at all the stuff that when I was looking at all the stuff that I'd like watched and looked at and heard and read and that in the past couple of weeks, I realised that nearly all of it that I actually enjoyed was old stuff. Like, I've rewatched Indiana Jones, and I've rewatched obviously Gremlins and Die Hard because 'tis the season.
Yes.
And, you know, other stuff such as that. I watched Polar Express for the first time. It's fucking trash. Don't do it, lads. Don't do that to yourself. It's so bad.
I don't mind Polar Express, but I can't remember what your comment was.
My review of it was, I wish this film was dead.
That was it. That was it. I wish this film was dead.
And never has a truer statement been typed into Letterboxd. No, it's awful. It's so uncanny and it's complete nonsense and it makes no fucking sense. And Tom Hanks is there like 18 times for no good reason. Just don't do it to yourself. Anyway, this isn't Stacey's rant of the fortnight. So the only thing that I've watched that's like actually new and worth talking about is a little film called The Banshees of Inisherin. Have you seen it, heard of it?
this the one with Colin Farrell?
This is the one with Colin Farrell. Yes, it's
and Gleanham.
Brendan Gleeson.
That's it. Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying with.
No, I was gonna leave you floundering for a bit, but I thought it's Christmas. Don't be a dickhead. Be a gracious co-host. No, it's directed by the same guy who directed In Bruges, which is like literally one of my favourite films ever, like top 5 Stace movies. And it is about a man who just sort of falls out with one of his friends. And it's just about their relationship on this teeny weeny little like village on a remote island bit just off of Ireland. And it's so fucking weird, but it is brilliant. It's very funny. It's kind of dark. If you've seen In Bruges, you'll know like what sort of tone it is. Very sort of like black comedy kind of thing.
Okay, I have seen In Bruges.
Everybody in it is so wonderful. And also, like, Colin Farrell's eyebrows need an award, I think, because they are so brilliant and big and bushy and beautiful, and I'm in love with them, I think. Is that a weird thing to say?
I mean, I feel like you answered your own question.
Do you think any other reviewer of this movie has gone, also, Colin Farrell's eyebrows?
Right. So far we've had this movie can die and Colin Farrell's eyebrows. They're
such good eyebrows, though. Like, such good eyebrows. Yeah, it's a wonderful movie. When me and Rich watched it, it was just one of those things where you sort of, like the first time I watched In Bruges, where I was just like, where is this going and what is this doing? And then you get to the end and you're still a little bit baffled. And I sort of love that about it. It's just wonderful. Yeah. It's hard to recommend. Because in the same way that In Bruges is, because I feel like unless you've got a very sort of specific sort of sense of humour, I feel like maybe you'd just watch it and be like, fuck was that? Yeah. Whereas I watched it and I was like, oh, what a wonderful bit of filmmaking.
No, I enjoyed. I liked In Bruges. Yeah, I did find it funny.
Oh, it's brilliant. Like, have you seen the trailer for this?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not a spoiler to you then to say that, like, sort of the premise of the film is that Brendan Gleeson threatens to cut off his own fingers if Colin Farrell won't leave him alone.
Yeah.
And it's such a baffling concept. And then it just goes like places you just don't expect it to go, like at all. But honestly, I think I could watch Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson just in anything together anywhere. Like, they're just so good together. I love them. It's such a good film. Possibly not like a festive recommend. A little bit dark.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, no, but then, you've got Christmas Carol, and that's a pretty dark story.
That's true.
It's a nice
That is true. There's a lot less swearing in this than there is in Bruges.
Okay.
I remember watching In Bruges with my mom, and she didn't. Well, the thing is, right, she didn't mind at all, like all the effing and jeffing, until the bit where they said like cunt like 4 times in a row. You know, when he's talking about his cunt fucking kids. Yeah. And he's like, take that back about my cunt fucking kids, and he says it like about 8 times at like a very short space of time. My mom was like, Stacey, why are they doing this? Like, it's just a word, Mom. It's only got as much power as you're giving it. All right, calm down. Pretend he's saying cake. That didn't work.
Yeah, I was going to say it probably didn't work, did it?
No, not really. And the scene had ended by then anyway, so it didn't really matter. But yeah, anyway, look, the Banshees of Inisherin, it's good, yeah. It's got the Stace seal of approval.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of dark things, Barbarian has popped up on Disney Plus.
Bloody hell.
About, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Oh, give it a whirl, Bab.
So we've watched the trailer for it, so it's on our list to watch.
Nice.
So yeah, looks a bit dark.
It also is a little bit dark, yeah. What lovely festive recommendations we've got for everyone. Well, again, last episode we actually talked about vaguely Christmassy things, and this episode we're like, watch a man cut off his fingers and some Cockney lads run around doing a crime fighting or whatever.
So Cockney lads running around doing a crime fight. You really should get your own review show. I know you have.
Yeah, there's a reason no one listens to it. Yeah, that's my pick of the fortnight. Huzzah!
Yee.
Let's do some more trumpets, shall we?
Trumpet.
Oh no, I can't think of another Christmas song. Shit. Why do I always do this? Why do I just blank on festive music?
No, it's the little drummer boy.
It doesn't really work as well as the trumpet. That'll do anyway. There we go. Let's do some musical musings, shall we?
Yes. Let's move from that remarkable bit of trumpet into some musical musings.
Thanks, man. What's in your ears?
What's in my ears? Right. I seems like I can't decide things. I had two this week, but I am going to settle on one because I believe this is possibly one of my favourite pieces of music I've heard this year.
Ooh, okay.
And I only heard it a couple of days ago, randomly. So I watched Black Adam.
Okay.
Starring The Rock, finally.
So did I.
What do you think?
It was certainly a collection of images in a row.
Okay. Leave it there, shall we?
It was all right. It's fine. Yeah. It's fine.
I think in this day and age, it's okay to have all right films.
Yeah, me too.
I think we're living in a world now where you almost feel like you can't say a film is all right.
Mm.
You know, you've either got to say it's the best thing you've ever seen since, you know, God talked to Moses. I don't know why God would be talking to Moses about a great film that he's seen, but here we go. Or it's got to be the worst thing you've ever put in your eyes. So yeah, I watched. What's funny is I watched Black Adam, and then got to the end of it, and I thought it was quite enjoyable. I enjoyed it, you know. Sometimes I feel like it's nice to watch things after all the fuss has died down. I feel that really does help me.
Yeah.
But then Sue turned to me and was like, "Well, I thought that was shit." But I kept it in because I know sometimes it can spoil your enjoyment if you know that I think something shit part way through. See, that right there is love, people.
That is love. That's lovely.
Your wife keeping her mouth shut because she thinks the film's shit. Just so you can get your enjoyment out of it. See? Right.
She'll ruin it for you later, but in the moment.
Yeah. No, to be fair, there's only been I think it was for Love and Thunder. Not Love and Thunder. Yeah. We got about 10 minutes in.
Yeah.
And she went, "Could you pause it?" So I paused it. And she went, "I'm not wasting any more of my fucking time on this pile of shit. I'm going to bed. If you want to keep watching it, that's fine. I'm going to bed." The last time she did that, it was Catwoman.
To be fair, that film is gash. I still haven't seen Catwoman, so.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Catwoman's an experience. And the thing is, to be fair, when Sue has said that, there's a couple of times she has done that. She's just gone, now I'm out. Most of the time I've watched it and then touched base with it and gone, no, you were right.
I should have followed you to bed.
You know, but it's the completist in me. Anywho, so I picked a track from the Black Adam soundtrack, which is by our good mate Lorne Balfe.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So in the film, you have the Justice Society of America, and this is their theme. So basically, the track is called Justice Society of America theme, and it is epic. It is epic. It's one of those sort of themes where like you don't remember it in the film, because I think you're kind of caught up in the film and they don't really take the time to really sort of play it out. So when I sat and listened to it today, a couple of days ago, I was kind of like, I wanted to actually go and watch the film again just so I could hear that bit of music to see where it's used in the film. Yeah. And actually the whole soundtrack is pretty boss. It has to be said. But this piece of music, it made me feel almost ashamed that they're rebooting like the DC universe now.
Yeah, but I suppose that doesn't mean that they might still employ the same composers and that, just for difference.
I suppose I kind of I think the whole them rebooting the DCEU, as it's called, it's like a podcast in itself, really.
Yeah, it is. I have a lot of thoughts on it. Many of them.
Yeah. Have you heard though? I saw this today. Actually, no, I'm going to save that for Geek All About It. So
okay.
You do your musical muse.
Okay, well, I've gone for a bit of a classic, to be honest. So recently I've been watching the Willow TV series, and the less said about that, the better. But
what are you talking about? It's a cracking. Do you know what? I can't even.
Can't even pretend. It's the worst part about it is, Barry, right? It's categorically shit, but I'm still watching it because I'm just like, maybe it'll get good. It's not going to get good, but I'm going to keep watching it for a season before it probably gets cancelled anyway. So I've been watching that. And pretty much the only thing I've enjoyed about it is when occasionally the score hints at the score from the movie.
Yeah.
So I just busted out the score to the movie the other day, and I was like, oh, mate, this is so fucking top tits. So I just went with Willow's theme by James Horner because it's such a good bit of music, like proper rousing fantasy, orchestra. Like, yeah, I love it. I think if you haven't seen Willow by now, like maybe you should, and then you'll be like, oh, Stace was correct. The score to this is great.
It is a great score.
Yeah.
And James Horner he always knocks it out of the park.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what's been in my ears for the past couple of days, as I've been trying to rinse the images of Willow, the TV series, out of my mind. It's like a mouthwash for the brain.
I can't even. I'm kind of in the same camp as you. I've kind of watched every episode, and I'm kind of like.
I honestly can't tell you really what has happened in it, aside from the fact that people have walked in fields. Except for that inexplicable bit where two women were introduced to be a bit weird around a fire and then die.
Yeah.
I don't know what
like
they were
they're in a completely different show.
Yeah, it was so
Their outfits
weird.
Looked completely normal. They were like lumberjacks. I was really confused. I was kind of like, she crossed into another world. What's? Oh no, they're dead. Right? Okay.
Yeah, they don't even matter. That's just filler. It's just filler. Don't even care. And I don't know. I honestly don't know what I'm looking at with that. And to be honest, like I did think to myself the other day, shall I just put Willow on to clean my teeth of the TV show? But now I'm worried that I'm going to put the movie on and it's going to have aged really badly. So I just thought I'd listen to the score because that's safe.
I think that's better because I've watched clips of it and I could be mistaken, but I don't know how well it's going to age. But I think the one thing about Willow that I feel is ageless is that film had a lot of heart. That's what I remember about it. And I kind of feel like the TV series is trying to like manufacture a heart and it's sort of struggling.
Oh God, mate, it really is. I think it doesn't help that all of the characters pretty much are very unlikable, which makes manufacturing me giving a shit real difficult for anyone because I actively want a lot of them dead.
And also, I just don't feel. I honestly, I don't feel like I'm in a fantasy world because everyone talks pretty much exactly the same as you would talk now.
Oh yeah, everybody's using like modern parlance, which is just insane. And the magic so far has been trash. Like I'm sorry, you can't be like tooting Willow's horn and tooting Elora's horn, and then so far the best we've got pretty much was what was equivalent to like a flash bomb. Actually really fucked shit up for everybody. Like it wasn't a good idea at all either. So I'm like, just put magic in the bin. You're all bad at it. You're all so bad at it. God.
There was a bit, and then we will move on because I don't want to turn this into like a Willow. Let's piss on Willow. But like, there's a bit where like it's a mild spoiler, but one of them kind of gets kidnapped. I mean, come on, it's a fantasy show. Someone's going to get kidnapped eventually. It's not really a spoiler, but she gets kidnapped, and then like Willow's like, we haven't got any time to waste. Quick, roll out the really slow cart that were like on a jolly to sort of go and get her back. And there was a bit when I was sort of thinking, are they still looking for her? Because I feel like they're really taking their time, and then like a wheel breaks. Oh, we're gonna have to stop to repair that. I really feel like, given the fact she's supposed to be the most important person in the world, and only hope to save the world, and blah 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 blah. I kind of feel like you need a little bit more.
Do you know what really got me about that as well? Is apparently not one single person there knows how to track. They didn't even seem to know which direction they had to go in. They were just like, this way, I guess. And also, again, just coming back to how the magic is shit, right? One of the oldest types of magic is dowsing and locating people and things, right? Willow should be able to do that. If he can't get her exact location, he should be able to get a direction. Like there's types of magic where you can pick up a stick and somehow find water. He can't do actual magic to find a fucking person. Like, shit off. A magic person is what shit off. It's so stupid. Anyway, so go listen to the score to the movie, Willow, because that'll brighten up your day.
Yeah. And join us over Christmas for our special episode of Why We Don't Like Willow.
Shitting on Willow is what it's called.
Taking a shit in the willow tree.
Yeah. Oh, dearie me. Let's break out another trumpet.
Yep.
That was Step Into Christmas, if you couldn't tell. I think I missed a few notes, but oh well. Extra, Geek all about it.
What you boy? What day is it today?
It's Geek all about it day, Gav.
Here's a tuppence. Be off with you rapscallion.
I don't like the term tuppence. It feels like a euphemism to me, and I don't know why. Like, don't touch me, tuppence.
Wow.
What's your news be?
Wow. Talk about seeing shit where there isn't any.
Oh, dear.
Right. So my news is that what was my news? What am I even talking about? Yes. So they're obviously James Gunn has trashed the DCEU and kicked out Henry Cavill. Probably wasn't quite as dramatic as that, because Henry Cavill's a big bloke, so they probably have to word it quite carefully, I'd have thought.
Mm-hmm.
But today, the actor who played Lex Luthor in Smallville, he put a little post on Twitter where he said he hoped he'd be in the running to play Lex in the new in Gunn's new DC Cinematic Universe.
Okay.
And do you know what? I'd be up for that, because I loved him in Smallville.
I'll be honest, I didn't watch an awful lot of Smallville because I've got standards. That was rude. I'm very sorry. I'm feeling saucy now that I've got my heckles up about Willow.
You're the road now.
No, I didn't watch an awful lot of Smallville, but I will be honest that I do think he was probably one of the better things about it. Yeah. And thinking upon a lot of the other Lex Luthors we've been treated to over the years, I would say that wouldn't be that's a well I wouldn't mind them revisiting if a well has to be revisited, but I think I would prefer them to just try something else.
I'm fairly confident they won't revisit that well. They're probably filling in all of them wells. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting that he was still up for it, and and I was like, I thought he was probably one of my he's not my favourite Lex Luthor, but he's up there.
Yeah. Who's your favourite Lex Luthor? I want to know.
I love the animated Lex Luthor, who's voiced by Clancy Brown.
Of course, I love Clancy Brown.
But I have to say, and I'm sure people will email in and call me all names under the sun, and I could care less. Did you ever watch Lois and Clark back in the day?
I did, yeah. I will freely admit though that I've forgotten almost everything about it.
It's fine. The Lex Luthor in that show, in the first season, not the other seasons, in the first season, the Lex Luthor in that show was brilliant. He was just brilliant. I loved him because he very much played it with that everyone thought he was a good guy. apart from Superman. And I just thought he was really good, to the point of I'm going to send you a link after this, and it's probably one of my not only is it one of my favorite kind of Superman Lex Luthor scenes, that scene inspired when they did Superman the animated series, and his first meeting with Lex Luthor. It's basically nicked from Lois and Clark. You can see the parallels when you watch them both.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, so that's my one bit of news. Other bit of news, 2 bits quickly. This one was a while ago, but I feel like I haven't talked about it on the podcast, which seems really weird. Indiana Jones trailer, bitches.
Indiana Jones, Barry, as soon as I saw it, I think this dropped literally just after we'd recorded the last episode of Stace and Barry, and you were talking about how much you were itching for it. And the instant I saw it, I think I messaged you on like every type of social media that I have. So I was like, B, have you seen it? B, it's here. B, look at this link. I got very excited.
What is lovely, and it's lovely to podcast. This is one of the reasons why I love podcasting, is the fact that pretty much everyone that listens to me on the podcast knows that I love Indiana Jones. So the amount of people that were messaging me, and I was half expecting someone to open the door and randomly see some postman going, "Telegram for Mr. Nugent." Someone from Australia has sent me a message to say, "Indiana Jones trailer is out." So I want to take this moment to thank everyone that let me know I was on it, but it was appreciated. It did not go unnoticed. So yeah, new Indiana Jones trailer drops, and I have to say I was in tears by the end of the trailer.
Oh.
And the thing is, I don't like to kind of random people. At the end of the day, if you don't think you're going to like the film and you didn't like the full film, that's fine. That's your jam. That is fine. Just don't bring it to my door, because I'm not interested. There's nothing for you here, because you're just going to get a no, not today, thank you, because I'm all in. I'm all in. And one of the reasons I'm all in for this is I love the idea of, if they do it right, I love the idea of an aged Indy, like last adventure type thing, like that kind of old, grizzled adventurer. And in some of the shots of him, I just quite like the way they've kind of done him. Obviously, it's a trailer, and, the finished product could be vastly different. I don't know. But there wasn't anything in that trailer I didn't like the look of.
I'm cautiously optimistic. Let's put it that way. The trailer definitely looked a lot better than I was anticipating, because I'll be honest, I didn't really like the 4th one. And so when they announced the 5th one, I was like, ugh. But then when I found out that Shia LaBeouf probably wasn't going to be in it, I was like, okay, well, maybe I can get a little bit excited. And I've got to say, this trailer was like a lot better than I was anticipating, which is good. I still have I don't really like Phoebe Waller-Bridge, like, as an actress, so I'm struggling there, but I'm sure I can get over that if the film is good, and so far it looks like the film might be good. So I am looking forward to it, but trepidatiously. I'm trying not to set myself up for a 4B. I don't want to get too excited in case it's shit.
I suppose my thing is, there's so many things these days that come out that I honestly don't get excited about. And by that I mean, I kind of go, oh, okay. As in, like, oh, it's another Marvel movie. Oh, it's another Star Wars show. I can't believe I'm saying this now. This is the world that we live in. But for me, because Indiana Jones just holds that kind of special place for me, I can't. It is physically impossible for me not to be excited. I could sit here and I could say, oh, no, I'm not. I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm not really that excited. And I'd be lying.
Absolutely full of shit.
Yeah. And I think for me, it's certainly with Indy anyway, part of it for me is the excitement of it coming. And I remember, like, I was so excited about the full film, and I took the day off work. I went down to London, and me and Dave went to see it together. And side story, which I probably told you and probably told other people on GS, this is the only time where I actually embarrassed David Monteith.
I don't think he's a man who can get embarrassed, surely.
No, oh no, you can. So we went to see we we went to see Temple of Doom together when we were kids, and when we came out of the cinema, he turned to me and said, "As long as we're friends and as long as I live, I would never ever go and see an Indiana Jones film with you again." Because I just made so much noise in that film. I was literally grabbing his arm and shaking. Oh my god! Oh my god! Look at that! Oh my god! And he was just like, "They're playing the music again!" And he was just shrinking into his chair as people were looking around and stuff. I was that kid. And then Last Crusade came out, and he was like, right up until a week before, he was like, "I'm not going to go and see it with you." And then he did. But he actually came with a load of us went to see it, and I was really well behaved throughout that film until it got to the end. And there's a bit because you've seen them recently, haven't you?
Yeah.
So you remember them. There's a bit right at the end where, because in Last Crusade they don't actually play a lot of the actual indie music. They don't play a lot of the indie theme in the Last Crusade, unlike Temple where they play every 5 minutes. But you get to the end, and they've come out, and they've left the Grail in there, and the music's going, doo-doo-doo-doo. And his dad sort of goes, "Ulster never really believed in the Grail. She thought she'd found the prize." And then Indy turns, he's like, "What did you find, Dad?" "Me, illumination." And then the music goes, dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. I lost my fucking shit in the cinema. Lost my shit. Dave just shrunk into his chair.
Okay, tell Dave never to go and see a Turtles movie with me then, because he will get 1,000% the same treatment.
It's the same principle. I was quite well behaved in the fourth film. To be fair, I was quite well behaved. I didn't know. As I said, my issues with Indiana Jones 4, maybe I'll do a podcast about, but overall, I still really enjoyed it. I didn't have a problem with the aliens, and I could explain why, but that's not, this isn't the podcast to do it.
Not now, B. Not now.
Not now. Leave it.
Leave it alone, B.
Leave it, B. Leave it. It's not worth it. Put your coat on.
Oh dear. No, I am looking forward to it. It is like, people have said to me before, they're like, "How can anybody like the fourth one?" And I'm like, look, you don't understand when you're that obsessed with something. Like, it's really hard for me to not like a Turtles movie. Like, you'd have to do it so wrong and bad for me to not like a Turtles movie. Like, I even like the Michael Bay ones that everyone hates. Like, so, like, I get it. Sometimes it's just that pure excitement of having that character on the screen doing literally anything. Like, I'm like, I don't even that much care. I'm just having so much fun with these guys right now. So yeah, I totally get, and I fully understand how excited you must be, and I'm excited on your behalf. I just really hope it's good.
And I just think, if it's absolutely, I suppose my thing is with I got to quickly address my thing with the fourth one is that I went into it thinking, so long as Indy's still Indy, I'll be okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Indy was still Indy. And I would argue that with anyone, Indy was still Indy. They didn't completely change his character and stuff like that. Yes, people can talk about Shia LaBeouf and stuff like that. My biggest issue with Indiana Jones had nothing to do with the plot. My issue in Indiana Jones 4 was that there was a lack of practical effects, and there was too much CG.
Yeah.
And I feel that film now, if I sat and watch it, would age in a way that if you put on The Last Crusade, I think Temple of Doom uses a bit of blue screen stuff, so that ages it slightly. But if you put on Raiders of the Lost Ark or Last Crusade, those films do not age.
Oh, no, they still look brilliant.
Yeah, because they went to the locations, and there's very little in the way of like computer effects and stuff like that. Even when they open the ark at the end, it holds up because a lot of it's like models and stuff like that. Whereas I just felt in the fourth one, it was just a lot of computer stuff, which kind of took me out of it. And he looked too clean. Indy was a bit too clean, and his jacket seemed like it always had just come out of the dry cleaners. And that's not in, and you should be more rough and tough. Right at the end, there's a bit he's kind of sitting there, and I'm like, he just looked like his jacket had just been handed to him. And I just thought, no, that you need to rough that up a bit.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Excellent.
Went off on a tangent then. And I was going to even...
Sorry, go on.
I didn't even get to saying there was a new Spider-Man trailer.
Oh, God, there was as well, wasn't there? Cool, blimey. That looks good, doesn't it?
It does look good.
Doesn't it, though? I liked Into the Spider-Verse, a lot, though, so... yeah, I am excited for that.
Yeah.
I forgot to pay attention to when it's out, though.
So did I. I was so excited about it, because this is across the Spider-Verse, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So there's going to be, plentiful Spider-Mans.
Spider-Mans.
Yeah. As long as there's no actual spiders, and I'm fine. I was watching the first episode of His Dark Materials, Series 3, the other day, and I'd forgotten that there's a character in it whose, little soul demon thing is a spider, and I was like, oh, fucking hell.
I know, and I think...
it's creeping on his shoulder, no!
And I just thought, no, if I lived in the Dark Materials world, that's what I'd then end up with. My kind of little psychic thing would be like a cockroach or a spider. I'm like, I don't want you, dude. I don't want you.
I'm scared.
Barry, no, fuck off.
I'm scared of almost all animals and bugs, so I would be straight up effed if I lived in His Dark Materials land and I had to have a small animal companion.
Yeah.
Because, as gorgeous as she is, if, Stel Maria, the fucking snow leopard thing that Asriel's got, was just in my house all the time, I'd be like, I'm going to get eaten by a snow leopard. And I'd just be panicking all the time. But a spider is just why?
Just, I'm sitting there and Steve the cat is sitting on the desk next to me, and I'm like, please don't start talking. So...
No thanks. Don't want any of that. Don't want any of that. B, it's been an accidentally slightly long episode here.
Christmas special.
It's been so festive as well. All that talk of shitting on Willow and I don't know, chopping off your fingers because you don't like your mate no more, and
defending the film that loads of people don't like.
Yeah. Oh, do you know what?
Special.
I was talking to a friend the other day about how I will never defend a film or my enjoyment of a film, because fuck you, I'll like what I like.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much what I say to everybody who's like, no, but seriously though, how did you like those Michael Bay Turtles movies? Because they're bad. And I'm like, shut up though, because Turtles still ran around and did things. Anyway, hey everybody, have a flipping lovely Christmas / New Year / other. There's so many holidays around this time of year. So whatever you're doing, whether you're celebrating one or not, just have a real chill, lovely time, yeah. And if you're the kind of person who drinks alcohol, have a mulled wine, because me and Barry are gonna.
Yeah. And I'll be spending my Christmas working on my movie script, Santa Slays, in which Santa plays a hitman for the mob.
Okay, I would watch that, to be fair. Yeah. Surely that's got to be a film already, Santa Slays.
Probably.
Oh, I have to look that up. I'm sure somebody's thought of that wordplace. If not, Barry, seriously. Yeah. Get on it.
Way ahead of you on Chrome. Santa Slays.
Santa Slays. And this is where we discover there's about 15 films with the same name, and they're all bad.
Santa Slays. Oh no, hang on.
Oh no, pardon me. That was disgusting. I had a chippy tea tonight, so it's repeating on me a little. I
don't think I'm seeing anything. I've typed in Santa Slays Hitman. I might have spelled Slays wrong.
You need to get on it, B, if it doesn't already exist, because that's a genuinely good idea.
Yeah,
I feel like there's a film that came out this year. I want to say it's called Violent Night, and it's got David Harbour in it, but I haven't watched it, so I don't know if it's any good. So I can't recommend it.
I've heard relatively good things about it.
Oh, fair play. Maybe I'll watch it on Christmas Day, just watch some murders or whatever.
Yeah.
As you do.
And his catchphrase would be like, ho ho bitches.
Yeah, definitely. Oh,
2 guns.
Ho ho bitches. Hey, on that note, if you want to get in touch with us, you can do us a tweet at Stacey's Parlour and at Geek Syndicate. You can send an email to staceandbarry@gmail.com. You can, I don't know, look out the window and shout at a small boy to ask him what day it is and then see if he'll deliver a message to us.
I think everyone should do that at Christmas Day. They should just open a window and just shout. Make it a thing, like when we applauded the nurses and stuff. That seems a bit dark, but you know what I mean. Open a window at Christmas Day and just shout at a random boy. Maybe not even a random boy. It could be a random girl, just some young child, and just shout at them and go, "You boy or you girl, what day is it?" And then see, and then write in and let us know if you got arrested.
1,000% right. If I leaned out of my window and shouted at a kid, "You there? What day is it?" I would definitely get a fuck off back. Buy a calendar, you twat. That's what I get. 1,000%.
Okay.
Merry Christmas, everyone. We love you.
Christmas all.
Bye.
Bye.
Step into Christmas, 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 Christmas. We can watch a Christmas forever, a Christmas.
You don't know the words, do you?
Don't. I knew the step into Christmas bit.
Yeah, there was a lot of stepping into Christmas and then stepping into shit because you didn't know the words.
Stepping into lyrical shit.
Yay.
Bye, everyone. We love you.
Bye, all.